Next, we're going to talk about lineating chords. In other words, taking the chord and instead of playing it blocked all together, we're going to play the notes in succession in a line of sorts. So we're going to talk about 3-note chord lineations to start. Now for this particular class, I don't have a pop example and don't have a song that I've written for you, so it's a bit more open-ended, but the concept is going to apply just the same. And if down the line I do write a song that uses this left-hand approach, I will put it into the class. But something worth mentioning is that the songs I've provided so far were not written specifically for this class. I just wrote a short collection of songs for a personal project, and it just so happens that most of the left-hand approaches I took are covered within this class. And it just goes to show how common these approaches are and how often they're used, to the point where most of the concepts of the left hand within that collection of songs are covered within this course. I digress. Let's jump into the idea of 3-note lineations. Let's take a chord like C minor. I'm going to play it bottom to top, one note at a time. Now, because it's 3 notes, we do have a couple of options. We could think of this as being a 3-beat pulse. So 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. That very much feels like 3, but no different than Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata being in 4/4, but with right-hand triplets. It's a similar sort of concept. So we can think of it as 4/4, with each beat being a group of 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Or we can think of it as just being in 3/4, where we have 1, 2, 3. Or we can think of it as being in 6/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this concept can work in a few different types of time signatures. Let's take a chord progression. We're going to keep it very simple. C minor, F minor, A flat major, G major. And I'll show you a couple of different ways that you can try this. So it would sound something like, to the A flat, we could also add a melody over top. Sing over top, you can play over top, but that left hand pattern, it's worth practicing so much that you could do that left hand pattern while chatting with someone else. Start off with just trying that on one chord and then try moving between chords. If you're working with a teacher, let them give you a progression. You can apply this left hand pattern and have them ask you about your day, about your week, about your last vacation, about a family member, and describe in great detail whatever it is they're asking about, so that you're dividing your attention, being able to focus so much on the conversation with them that the left hand is working mostly off of muscle memory. Now that was using all root position chords, but you could also use inversions, similar to what we talked about in the second class. So let's say we took the same progression, C minor, F minor, A flat major, G major. And again, you could add a melody over top. And you'll notice that with each of these examples, towards the end, I'm breaking the pattern. That may be something that you want to do to show that there's some sort of a change, but don't do it all the time. So if I'm playing that chord progression 4 times, I'll just let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, keep it going. And then let's say that's the verse chord progression. As I'm going into the next section, like the chorus, I will take a little break towards the end. So 1, 2, 3, and then on that last chord, and you're sort of holding, instead of playing the last 2 groups of 3s. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3, hold 2, 3. That sort of idea. It's not necessary, but what's nice about little changes in patterns is it tells your audience that something different is coming. And audiences like to feel smart. They like to know what's going to happen. Not always. We do like to be tricked sometimes, but to an extent. The most classic example of this is in electronic dance music. This sort of and then it's and then everyone knows that they got to go crazy at that point. It's this big build-up And so similarly, in classical music, pop music, rock music, we do these very subtle versions of something to break a pattern to show your audience that something different is coming. So if they want to dance a little differently or know when to kind of go wild and crazy, us as composers and producers, we give our audience that, because who doesn't like to feel smart at the end of the day? So there it is, 3 note lineations. I'm going to challenge you to find some songs that use this left hand pattern. And just to briefly mention, you could descend these patterns. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's used a lot in like cinematic sort of contexts where maybe you're trying to imply that something is falling or descending or going down to a dark place or whatever it might be. Maybe it's snowfall, who knows? But the reason why more often I think you're going to see the ascending pattern is because it's starting quite often on the root of the chord. Now, if you're using inversions, that may or may not be true, but when we're starting on the root of that chord, it's a very grounded sort of sound. So you can practice it both ways, ascending, descending, practice playing some scales over top in your right hand, practice some melodies in the right hand, or even try singing over top. So as I mentioned down the line, if I do write a song that I feel is worthy of being in this course and uses that left hand technique, then I will add it. But for now, we're going to move to the next class, and I'll see you there.